Okay, again, section 4-1, pages 138 to 139, numbers 1 through 57. I'm going to definitely change the homework, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with 1 through 12, and then I definitely want you to pay attention because some of the questions are super easy, and then some of them are a little bit more tricky, especially if you don't know how to use your calculator. All right? So please take good notes right now. All right, very good notes. All right, I know this is a review because I taught it to my 5th graders. All right, 6th graders also know how to do this. All right, this is a review. What? Yes, absolutely. That's not your assigned seat. Move up so you can see. Definitely. All right, so here we go. Now, question number 1. The first thing is we're going to write using exponents. So what you should remember is that the 2 is called the what? 2 is called the base. That's exactly correct. 2 is the base. Now, how many 2's have we have written there? How many? 6. So you should be able to tell me this is just 2 to the 6th power. Now, notice it just says write each expression using exponents. So, of course, you're just going to write 2 to the 6th. I don't want you to write out the original problem. I don't want you with the calculator in your hand right now. Put your calculator down. All right? I'll tell you when to pick up your calculator, but I just want you to concentrate. All right? Anybody have any questions with that? You got to pay attention immediately. Anybody with 2 to the 6th is a problem. All right, now here, watch. I am surprised that more kids can't multiply by 2 quickly. So I'm expecting everybody here to be able to just say that 2 to the 6th is obviously 64. Because you can't go 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. That's how quickly you should be able to do 2's. Most of the time when they do word problems, it's a 2 or a 3. Because if you get a bigger number than that, the numbers get very large very fast. All right, is everybody with me? So you're expected to be able to count by 2's. All right, pretty quickly. What?
Wait, never mind.
Come on, listen, let me get through. All right, concentrate. All right, now let's just say, for example, we didn't know that was 64. Now you can pick up your calculator. There's 3 or 4 different types of calculators in the room, so I'm going to try to show you how to use all of the calculators. All right, on some calculators, Sean, sit down. On some calculators, we would do this, 2 caret 6. Anybody do 2 caret 6 if you have that? Now, some people do not have the caret. Some people have 2y to the x, then you would hit 6. And then I believe somebody showed me theirs was even x to the y. Doesn't really matter. All right? Some of you would be 2x to the y, 6, and then hit equals, and it should come up on your calculator as what? 64. So now you pretty much know how to do an exponent on your calculator. What? No, yeah. Well, I do want you to put 64 for now. All right? Because I taught you how to use your calculator. Bless you.
I actually have both types.
That's good. All right? All right. Now, if you can get 2 to the 6th is 64 on your calculator, then you're right where you should be. All right. Now we're going to take a look at number 2. Now, number 2 is just a variable this time. All right. So we would write this as what? D to the 6th power.
Yeah.
That is correct. All right. Again, you don't have to write that out. Just write D to the 6th for number 2. All right, now we're going to go over to number 3 for a second. All right, now number 3 written as an exponent. Tucker.
-1/4 to the 3rd power.
Now, I want to make sure that you understand you have to put it in parentheses. -1/4 to the 3rd power. All right, everybody type in parentheses, -1/4, close parentheses, and then raise it to the 3rd power. And again, I'm just trying to make sure you can use your calculator. All right, what is that?
-1/64.
Yeah, it should be -1/64.
You could also do the to like next to the dot, to the right of the dot.
Yes.
I didn't put it parentheses and I still have to.
Yes,
How
and
do you
you're
make-
going to make a mistake in the future.
Well, I
How do
just
you
didn't
do
want to
it?
try.
I don't know what you mean. How do you do it? There's a parentheses on your calculator, right?
Yeah.
Put a parentheses. Then you type -1, ABC, 4, close parentheses, x to the y, 3. And please use that. What?
How do you make it negative?
There's a negative button. Shh. No, you don't click subtraction. Absolutely do not. You do not. Okay, first and foremost is there's just some people talking. I'm correcting. That's what my job is. All right, when I need help, I'll say, please jump in and help him. All right, I know how to use all of the calculators. Not all calculators are the same. So how you do it on your calculator may not be how the other person does it on their calculator. Some calculators you have to hit the plus minus key. Some there is a negative key. There's all different types of ways you do it on the calculator. All right? I need you to use your own calculator, and if you can get -1/64, then you know how to use it. And some of you said, well, I didn't use the parentheses and I got the same answer. Yes, that is correct. But it's not always going to be the right answer. And I'm going to demonstrate that in a minute. All right? Tucker, you good?
Yeah.
Sean, are you good? All right, here we go. So now on to number 4. All right? So for number 4, Anna, what are you thinking? Good. Speak up now, kiddo. 4m cubed. That's right. A little hard to say. If I was writing it, I wouldn't put q in there. All right, but anything to the third power, I want you to identify as what? Cubed. Right? So you should be able to say number 4 is 4m cubed q cubed. Does anybody have any questions with that? Anybody have any questions? All right. So here we go. Let's take a look at number 5. All right, number 5. Angelina, how are we going to write that?
Y minus 3.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Y minus 3 cubed. Now, can you simplify that at all?
It just equals x.
Well, no, we're not going to simplify it, period. That is the answer. Now, I am going to show you something I think is really super important, so I want everybody to just put your pencils down and just look up here on the board so I can show you something. All right. Most people thought this was, notice, don't write this down, just look up. All right. You don't need a calculator. Put your calculator down. All right. This right here is not the same as y cubed minus 27. Some of my kids thought that was the same. What do you mean, huh? What's 3 times 3 times 3? You got to think first before you say, huh? All right, come on. I'm expecting more out of you. All right, y cubed and 3 cubed. It's not the same. Now, let me explain to you why it's not the same. So look up here. If I said to you 3 minus 1 cubed, that's not 27 minus 1, which is 26. That's what a lot of kids thought. All right? It's actually, Sean, what? 2 to the third power, which is what? 8. In your algebra class next year, I'm going to teach you more about why that's not true. All right? Because we'll be expanding it out. All right? And I'll show you why. But right now, you don't have the ability to understand why they're not equal. I just try to make a demonstration that 3 minus 1 cubed is not the same as 3 cubed minus 1 cubed. All right? It's not. You have to leave it in parentheses. What? That's exactly right, because when you do order of operation, that's a very good thought. Parentheses before you do the exponents. So we did 3 minus 1 is 2, and then 2 to the third power, which is 8. All right, that's exactly correct. Thank you. That was good. Anybody have any questions? All right. So now we're going to move on a little bit. All right. So number 6. All right, Bella, how would I write that?
A parentheses A plus 1 parentheses
How many are there? You would just say to the second power. Now, something to the second power can also be called what?
Square.
Squared. Everybody okay with that? All right. So a plus 1 times a plus 1 is a plus 1 squared. Is everybody good? All right, that's not a big deal. All right. Now, somebody tell me what's 2 to the 4th. Not with a calculator. Start it here. What is it? 2, 4, 8.
16.
Yes, 2 to the 4th is 16. All right, 2 to the 4th is 16. All right. Now, if you want to practice, take out your calculator. 2 caret 4 equals, or 2x to the y 4 equals. Just to demonstrate you know how to use your calculator. Does anybody have any trouble doing that?
16 centimeters.
All right. Thank you very much. Put the units, centimeters. All right. Theo sends email to 3 friends. Each of his 3 friends email it to 3 friends, and each of those friends to 3 friends, and so on. Write the number of emails sent during the 5th stage as a power. All right? 3 to the what, Sean? 3 to the 5th power. That's exactly right. All right. Well, it's actually 243 emails.
Yeah, I did it and I was.
All right, 243. All right. Now, let me try to explain to you how I knew it was 243. It's not really that complicated. So look up on the board now. I want to show you how. You don't need a calculator for that. Let me demonstrate what I mean. Please look up because I'm trying to show you how to do better at mental math now. All right. We understand 3 to the 5th is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
So now watch how simple this was. 3 times 3 is what?
9.
3 times 3 is what? 9 times 9 is?
81.
And then, now look, for some reason, 81 times 3, I don't know why kids don't just look at that and say 243. You should look at that and say 243 because 8 times 3 is 24 and 3 times 1 is 3. Does everybody see that? That's how you should be doing it. All right? Now, I also think you should be able to tell me if I said 3 to the 6th. Everybody should be able to look at that and say, well, that's 729. Now, how did I know 3 to the 6th was 729? Let me show you. It is 3 times 3, like this, right? So now we say 3 times 3 is what? 9 times 9 times 9. And I'm amazed, 9 times 9 is 81, so it's just 81 times 9. And I'm amazed that people look at me like, wow, how did you know that was 729? That's real hard. 8 times 9 is what? 72. And 9 times 1 is 9, 729. The reason that's the answer is because I didn't have to carry anything over. Does everybody understand that? All right, that's why I'm saying it's not necessary to have a calculator out doing all the computation. All right, I want you to think about the numbers. It's not that hard. All right. Now, something the other class struggled with, which I'm now going to ask you. All right, I want to see if you guys know this. What is negative 2 squared? Somebody tell me what negative 2 squared is, Jack. Go ahead. Negative 4. Anybody else? Isn't it what? Just 4. All right. Anybody else with a thought? What do you think? I think it's 4.
Maybe it's 0.
Maybe it's 0. I don't know why you would say 0. Negative 4. All right, so what if I ask you what is this? What is that? Someone said 4. Someone said -4. Now, I'm always amazed at, again, it's not a calculator question. The calculator will always get it right, and yet the calculator many times can be wrong because it doesn't understand what you mean. All right, let me explain that. All right, if I said -2 squared, that is -4. Now, pay attention. Look up here what I'm telling you. The reason that's -4 is because it's the opposite of 2 squared. What is 2 squared? 4. What's the opposite of 4? -4. So you see, when the negative is not in parentheses, you do the exponent first. The exponent first would be 2 squared, which is 4, and then the opposite of 4 would be what? -4. Is everybody happy with that explanation? Now, when you're inside parentheses, that means -2 times -2, which we now know is what? 4. So it's 4. Does everybody agree with that? So if I ask you this, if I say what's x squared, and I told you x was -3, you would tell me the answer is what? What would it be? What do you think? What do you think? Wow, I didn't do a very good job teaching. All right, here you're making a substitution. You're making a substitution. So when you make a substitution, it requires what? Parentheses. Hear me now. So that would be what? That would be +9, not -9, because you're making a substitution. If I just said, what's -3 squared, you would tell me that is what? -9. All right? So now, when you make a substitution, does your calculator know that you're making a substitution? No, so when you do a substitution, that requires what?
Mental powers.
Come on, what does it require? It requires parentheses. That's exactly right. It requires parentheses. Listen to what I'm saying. The other way to think about it is, anytime you square a negative, it's automatically going to be what? It's automatically going to be what? Positive. So do you need the negative? No. All right, listen to what I just said. If I said we have to figure out what x squared is, and I told you x was -6, how would I type that in my calculator if you were listening?
It's just going to be 6 to the second power.
Thank you for listening. That's what I'm talking about. Pay attention, listen 100% of the time, and you'll be a lot smarter by the end of the year. All right? Listen all the time. All right? So he's 100% right. There's no reason to plug the -6 in because we already know the answer is going to be what?
Positive.
Positive. So you would just tell me the answer is going to be what? 36. There's no reason when you square it to type in the negative. All right? What if I said something like -4 to the 4th power? Do I have to type in the negative? No, because the negative to the 4th power is also what? Positive or negative, guys? Positive. I already know it's 256. You don't have to worry about that, right? I'm not concerned. Or 6, what is that? 4 to the 4th. 64. Sorry. 64. All right? So, again, listen carefully now. Because, hear me out, because it's negative to an even power, you don't have to put the negative. Everybody agree? All right, now the reason I'm making a big deal is because we got problems coming up, right, that requires you to understand that. All right, so let's look at the next question. All right, here we go. All right, a cubed plus 2, that's just good mental math. What's a cubed? 27. You don't need a calculator for that. And then what's 27 plus 2? 29. No calculator for number 9. The answer was just 29. All right. Now, number 10. Here's where I need some help with number 10. We're going to do our mental math on number 10. 3 times b minus 1 squared. What did you get?
Wait.
Think about it. Go ahead. I'll give you a second. Then Sean will jump in. Shh. No, we got someone.
81.
81. What did you think? How did? First of all, your calculator's in your hand. I don't want you using a calculator. All right, it's just mental math. What is it? Negative 25. Someone else. Come on, Jensen, what? Come on, it's mental math. It's easy. What is it? What did you get? What did you get? What? What did you get? What did you get? What did you get? What did you get?
I'm thinking a little bit.
It's okay. Listen to me. I don't care what the answer is. I don't even care if you're right or you're wrong, but you got to be telling me something. Come on. I gave you a minute up here. You're sitting staring. Or it doesn't make any difference. Give it a shot. I said mental math. And some of you are staring like, what? What? You mean you want me to multiply? All right, look how hard this was. What? Somebody tell me what b is. What is b? Negative 4. So the question is 3 times negative 4 minus 1 squared. And some of you are looking at me like, negative 4 minus 1. What in the world is that? What's negative 4 minus 1? What is it? Negative 5. Now, what's negative 5 squared? You're not 25. And then 25 times 3. Look, I'm not sure. This is what I'm saying. Your objective right now is to try the problem, make a mistake, and let me show you where you made your mistake at. It doesn't do any good just to say something or just sit there and stare like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Because what's negative 4 minus 1? That's what some of you are saying. What's negative 4 minus 1? I have no clue. Come on, you need more help now. All right? You're with me, right? Come on, get in the game. Concentrate. All right? Now, let's take a look at number 11. All right? Everybody's going to mental math number 11. Everybody's going to mental math number 11. And then I want you to check it with your calculator. And then I want to see who's been paying attention. Let's go. I appreciate it.
Well, absolutely.
Perfect. No, I wanted you to check it with your calculator.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I just-
What'd you get?
I haven't done it yet. I was going to do them.
Well, what's c squared?
C squared is 3.5 per second.
Oh, yeah. So let's just go ahead and do it on a calculator. I would want everybody to be able to tell me that's
10.
12.25. All right, 3.5 squared is 12.25. Not many people can do that. I can show you how to do that, but that'll be for a different time. It's really simple to do that.
I thought it would be 10. Because,
I know
yeah,
that.
I thought it was 10.
All right, so go ahead, type that in the calculator, and then tell me what the answer is. Somebody tell me. Connor?
I got negative.
Of course you've got a wrong answer. Come on. Can't be negative. What did you get?
3.75.
What'd you get?
19.
What'd you get? Wow.
28.25.
What in the back?
3.7. I got. Yes, I got.
Yeah, you guys, some of you guys are getting negative answers. You didn't pay attention. When you square a negative, what do you get? If you don't do that on your, that's what I'm telling you. I can stand up here all day long and preach to you, but if you never listen, you never understand what I'm saying. You just picked up your calculator and just typed in the calculator. You got it all wrong, because if you type in what? Do me a favor, type in -4 squared without a parentheses. Everybody type in -4 squared. That would be a what type of answer? Correct or incorrect? Incorrect answer. That is your calculator just gave you wrong answer. I said when you're doing a substitution, it requires what? Or you can say, well, since I'm squaring it, I automatically know it's going to be what? Positive, so do I have to put in the negative? No, you don't. So now, Angelina, what did you say the answer was? Somebody else, what did you get now? Thank you. What did you get? What did you get?
28.25.
What did you get? What did you get now? Come on, we all have to have the same answers. You guys are killing me. Come on. What did you get? What did you get now? I don't understand how you're telling me it's 3. It's not possible to be 3. How do I know it's not possible? Because if I square 4, I'm already at what? What am I at when I square 4? So how is it going to be less than 16? Why can't it be? Please tell me.
Well, because you're adding 16 plus c squared, so it's not possible.
You're adding 16 plus c squared, and c squared is going to be positive. So there's no way that it's less than 16. Do you understand what I just said? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Girls over here, does that make sense to you? I want you to tell me if I'm not making sense. Does that make sense to you? You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm going to ask you one more time. I want 100% telling me the same answer. The answer is what? What is the answer? What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? So since all the girls said it's 28.25, it's obviously 28.25. All right? So now, hey, I need you to understand me. Your calculator can be what?
Wrong.
If you don't put in the data properly. You have to put in the information. And I'm just trying to make it perfectly clear, like they are making it perfectly clear. If you square a negative, you automatically get a what? So if you don't put parentheses, it's going to give you what? A wrong answer. It's going to give you a wrong answer. But if you don't ever do it on the calculator, you're never going to know what I'm talking about. You have to do it. That's why I wanted you to make the mistakes today. I wanted to stick in your head, what is he saying? What is he trying to tell me? But if you're not doing it on your calculator participating, when you take the test, you're going to miss them. And it's the easiest thing in the world to do. All right? I promise you. But if you don't enter the data properly, you're going to get a wrong answer. You have your calculator, Max? Okay, bud. All right. You haven't been saying much today. Remember, I want you talking. All right. Everybody should be good with number 12. Now, let me say something here, guys. When you cube a negative, does it matter? It's always going to be what anyway? You're just saying whatever somebody else says. It's not a good way to learn. When you cube a negative, what do you get? Why a positive? What's a negative times a negative times a negative? I know, it doesn't matter to me. I asked you a question. A negative to the third power is a what? Negative. I shouldn't have to explain that. A negative to an even power is always what? Positive. Come on, guys. Listen, listen, listen. All right. So now I need the answer to number 12. Right here. Somebody said -57. I need some confirmation on that. What did you get?
I never did number 11.
Okay, I'm doing number 12. No one is asking you for a correction. You're not correcting people. Jack, what?
I got -57 as well.
What did you get?
-71.
Good. -57, -71. What did you get? Oh, come on. 4 times c minus 7 plus b cubed. What'd you get? -71. Somebody else. What?
I'm going to check it again, but for some
reason I got 47.87.
Good, good, good. What is it?
47.87.
Good. That at least tells me you're trying, Sean. I don't care if it's right or it's wrong. What'd you get, Max? Negative 71. All right, somebody else.
I got 41.
41. Brilliant. 41. These are all good answers. That's just telling me that you don't know how to use a what? You don't know how to use a calculator. That's my fault. All right, so everybody clear their calculator. Hit clear, 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 clear several times. What did you get? You're always right. Tell me. All right, let's see if you're right, because that's a new one. 4, everybody type it on the calculator. 4 times C. And what's C? 3.5. Then minus 7. I know why C. Or plus, then you type in negative 4 caret 3 equals. What is it? What's on your calculator? You have zeros. That's what's on your calculator. Show me, what'd you get? Negative 57. Negative 57. Negative 57. Mike, why weren't you telling me that a second ago?
That's what I got.
How did we get 4 and negative 71 and 47.875? How did we get that? What did you get?
I got 57. Negative 57.
Wow. Is that right? Negative 57. Now look, my point I'm trying to say is you should be doing it on your own if you want to get smarter, right? You need to know how to, come on, if you can't punch numbers on a calculator, what can I help you with? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Honestly, and I'm not trying to be mean. But if I can't get you to type things on a calculator, right? I got lots of great things to show you.
So when it's a negative number, the exponent, you turn it into a positive?
Nobody said that. No. Type in negative 4 to the third power. To the third. It's right here, to the third, right? There you go. It's negative. However, if that was, let's say, to the second power, type in negative 4 to the second power. And what did it tell you? That's a wrong answer. Because it requires parentheses. Yes. Or you can just say anything to the second power is going to be positive. Okay, I'm not done. All right, odds. I'm cutting you a break. We're going to do the odds starting here. But you don't have to do, listen to me, you don't have to do 25 and 26. Again, I posted the solutions. What's the most important thing, guys? Please check the answers. Please check the solutions. All right? I need you to be good at your calculator. Some of you learned it's not as easy as just typing numbers in. It's not that easy. If you don't practice, it's not going to be any good for you. And something that should be easy is not easy. Minus 7. I like what you're thinking, buddy. Come here. So, here we go. Come here, come here. Come here. So that'd be negative 64, right?
No, I think
Minus 7. It's
a
negative 71. Negative 71 plus 14. 3, because you would do 4 times 3.5, right? That's 14.
I got
3.5 times 2 is 7. Times 2 is 14.
3.5 times 4. But won't the 3 times 4 be 12, and then the 25 times 4 be a 1, which is equal to 13?
I like you, man. That's a good job. Come here, let me show
It's
you.
weird because
Come here, look. Let me show you. Very, very good. I'm proud of you. 3.5 times 4. 3 times 4 is 12.
Oh, I see where I got it wrong.
Yeah, that's all.
All I did was
Awesome.
just do 3.25.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good.